6 p.m. Central African Time. Calvin Chisanga is an economist who is by no means a stranger to Africa in business. And he's joining us this evening because he penned a rather interesting article about how Zambia's economy reacts to an election. As you'll know, next month in August, Zambia is going to the polls, and the focus is always around the economy of the country. Mr. Chisanga is pointing out that Zambia's business environment has remained relatively resilient and very stable as the country is building up to the elections. The tourism sector is often used in other countries to gauge how the results are received, but he says that this period continues to benefit from the country's reputation as a peaceful destination. Mr. Chisanga joins us now to share his thoughts. Good to have you with us once again. Welcome to Africa in Business.
Thank you so much, Tammy Guveni. It's my pleasure being with you.
So what is it that prompted you to write this particular opinion piece?
Okay, so it's coming from the episodes of what we have actually been able to cultivate in the previous elections. I think I would say it has not been a friendly, times, especially when it comes to business undertakings. Even much more, investment decision patterns have not been able to cultivate in terms of trying to see how we can basically work out things. Of particular interest, I can say tourism has been an important element which basically gives that confidence indicator. But even in the midst of what we are trying to see as Zambia undergoes, campaign messages across, we have seen that there hasn't been any shake-up of some sort, even with regard to critical importation that we should be able to see. And mind you, election periods in Africa generally are often regarded as the moments of economic uncertainty because of what we basically see, interplay, especially when you look at the issues to do with the business themselves as well as investors who closely monitor political development. But with the case right now, as we speak, Zambia has demonstrated a very good resilient model with regard to sectors continuously working on a smooth operation and also maintaining the stability despite some increment of political activities that are taking place in the market.
Now, the country does have a lot of mining activity. What role does that play in the politics of Zambia?
Okay, so we understand pretty very well that mining is the lifeblood of Zambia's economy, and it's a core, or even just basically, I would say it's a baseline for this economy to actually work out a lot of key fundamentals. And of course, steadily holding up of the current mining tax regime away from 2022 up to now has kept vibration in the market, where we are basically seeing that we have not been able to shake up and we are increasing on the export basket as well as also on production. And at a point when we have a strong convergence also of the market demanding for copper and many other aspects that we should be able to see, which are complementing to the green technology which we are commanding. So even just as we speak of the election, it's an important economic event which also speaks into the future of policy within the key sectors of the economy, and mining cannot be an exception in this case.
Let's perhaps cast the net a little bit wider, and if you could describe for us the relationship of the business sector and the government in power traditionally in Zambia.
Okay, so we understand very well that politicians or political stakeholders are the ones that champion on policy structure. So business operates on those structures of policies which get to be formulated through the parliament and through some other organs of governance. So at the end of it all, there is a strong link and correlation in between, where there has to be favorable condition of operation, and policy framework speaks into the production of this country, speaks into or generally anything to do with investment decision patterns. So it's such an important aspiration that we need to ensure that this economy strives on sustainability, stability, as well as policy certainty.
As far as certainty is concerned, traditionally, the elections in Zambia have proven to be rather calm over the years. But how does government assure businesses that things will indeed run smoothly?
Okay, so for the economy to learn and continues to grow, it has to look at a collective way of policy package and understanding that we basically we incline the businesses to have that predictable environment. And this is where policies are consistent, where political figures are basically looking at ways of trying to create a conducive atmosphere for business to strive and also to sustain the market confidence. Obviously, it's coming from the stability that the governance it brings about. And what we see also is that political stability, sound economic management, as well as investors' confidence, are basically coming as a key fundamental foundation, which basically translates from electoral processing. And this is what actually is causing a long-term effect in terms of growth patterns.
Mr. Calvin Chisanga, thank you so much for your insight this afternoon, or this evening rather, as we look forward to the elections taking place in Zambia in the month of August. And, if everything goes according to plan, or everything goes according to how you predict, it should be a peaceful election, one that does not destabilize the economy and businesses. We thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, my pleasure.
Thank you. That's Mr. Calvin Chisanga, economist based in Zambia. He takes us to exactly 6:31 Central African time. Let's head over now to the markets desk, where Chanduko Ligeke is standing by with your latest market indicators.